Alright, what is up, my fellow nerds? I just got this in the mail, and I have a pretty good idea of what it is. And I'm a little upset, because everyone else got theirs yesterday. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta give credit to the Postal Service, because they're doing their best out there, and it's not right to be upset at them. So you know what? It's not your fault. What are you doing? That's dangerous. What are you doing? That's not good for your kitty body, huh? You got so much pudge. You know how easy that would be to penetrate? Yeah, not good. Slice you open, have you for Thanksgiving. Get out of here. Okay. So anyways, we gotta open this thing up safely and sufficiently. Make sure we don't ruin any of it or harm our cat in the process. Actually, it's a little... There we go. What are you doing? It's dangerous. Get away. It's dangerous. No, dangerous doesn't mean rub your face on it. Alright. Here we go. Jesus. Okay. Put that away. Alright. So, we have it, man. We have it. From the catacombs of the Amazon Prime packaging, we have Volume 41 of Berserk, which is a very, very special volume. Simply because, not because it's the most recent Berserk volume. Look how thin that is, man. It's crazy. This is like not even half as thick as some of the others. But even though the thickness on this one isn't quite where we want it to be, ladies, we can also appreciate how special this volume of Berserk is, because this is the final Kentaro Miura Berserk volume, and it's kind of hard to talk about that because we're never going to get another one of these. And it's just a weird thing to acknowledge. Like, yes, Berserk is continuing. Yes, there will be a Volume 41 or Volume 42 at some point. But there will never be another Kentaro Miura Berserk volume. You know, regardless of it being his story or his storyboards or the plot summaries that he left with Koji Mori or the things that he talked about or the themes and ideas that Berserk plays with, regardless of whatever becomes of the story continuing, this is the last one by Kentaro Miura specifically that we're going to get. I also wonder how they're going to publish the future volumes, because it always says Berserk Kentaro Miura down below. I'm wondering if the future volumes are going to say stuff like story by Kentaro Miura, written by Koji Mori and Studio Gaga. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but that would be interesting. I'll show a close-up here of the cover. Here we have Guts, drawn by, I believe this is all drawn by Studio Gaga. We have Guts in the foreground, grabbing the Dragon Slayer behind him like that, wearing the Berserker armor, and then of course we have Casca and the Moonlight Child in the background, which is rather poetic if you think about it, because this is sort of a family moment, and in this volume is probably the last time that all of these characters are going to be happy, even if they can't really be a family unit, because Guts can't be with them the way that he should be or the way that he wants to be, and it's nothing but tragedy around here. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up and give you guys a little brief review, unboxing. Do we call this an unboxing? I don't know, an unwrapping. You know we prefer it unwrapped around here. Just be safe out there, fellas. Alright, so get that out of here. And man, it's so thin. That's the thing, because I think this only has 7 chapters in it. It's just like, it feels so flimsy, like it's just such a thin volume. It's crazy. You know, if you go back to the earlier volumes, volume 1 through 20-something has it's much thicker, like a lot more chapters are within them. All right, so the poster here, if I can open it up without destroying it. Oh, shit, Jesus! Try not to like injure the page. All right, there we go. Let's see, poster, open it up, and it's gorgeous. Yeah, yeah, buddy, this is exactly what I want. Oh man, Morta, you look so good. I can see your thighs very clearly, and I'm a fan of that. This is probably the best poster that Berserk has ever released. I really want to tear it out of the book and put it on my wall, but I must resist. I must maintain control within these dire circumstances of tingliness that I am experiencing right now. It's just like, who doesn't, I mean, look, who doesn't love a long, dark-haired, big, busty girl riding a stick? I mean, like, I don't even understand you as a person if you don't. Anyways, the other page, which is not nearly as enlightening, is also very beautiful. I actually don't think I've seen this image before, because I have seen this drawing of Morta, before, but I have not seen this drawing. And this is from one of the chapters here where Skull Knight visits the grave of his former lover, and he's staring Danan back and forth, and it has the other elves kind of flying around there, which is really cool. I really like this image. I also like that Skull Knight and Danan are kind of out of focus in the background, and even though the elves are in focus, they're such ancillary characters, they don't matter, and the thing that does matter is out of focus, but in a way there's like an artistic flair to that, because Skull Knight and Danan, it's questionable how much of their memories they actually have from their former lives, and it's just like, it actually works surprisingly well in an artistic way, but it doesn't work as well as Mortis Thighs. Alright, so if we continue to look inside the book with what we're working with here, we have an awesome cover page of Guts and the Berserker armor there from chapter 362, which honestly, I think from my experience of being a Berserk fan, chapter 362 was one of the best moments because the entire fandom just lost their goddamn minds with everything that happened in that chapter, man. Yeah, and then we have the chapter cards, this awesome picture of Casca over here with the recap, and then the chapter titles. We got Dawn of an Empire, Barrier, Cherry Orchard, the Ravine, Death Vision, Leaping Monkey, and Tears of Morning Dew. Just flipping through, I won't show you page by page, but it's really nice to see these chapters in print on the page in front of me, especially these chapters because, you know, I'm so used to the scans, and, you know, I read this chapter, back in 2019 for the first time. I probably read it twice since then, and I just remember the awful scans, so it's like so nice to actually see it printed on paper. Oh my goodness. I've already done the comparison on this channel of how the print looks and how the ink looks on the deluxe as compared to the regular volumes. So the day that this does come out in the deluxe, this is going to look even better. But Casca just looks absolutely gorgeous here, man. This is great to see. This is the first printed volume with Casca actually being of sound mind in multiple decades, man. Honestly, I'm so used to just seeing this online. Like, it's so dark. Like, the ink looks so good on the page. Like, this looks so much better than it does online. If you only read online and you don't collect physical volumes, like, I understand, but dear God, like, this looks so much better. This looks so, this is gonna be like reading it for the first time, man. So yeah, this is the chapter 362. This blew everyone's mind. This came out, I believe, in October of 2020, and it seriously was one of my favorite moments of being a Berserk fan because I had never seen the fandom be this hype before. You know, you guys might not know, but I didn't even get into Berserk until 2018, and so experiencing these new chapters was something special. And this image, actually, this image is really dark. This image just changed everything. Just this revelation that there was either a previous God Hand or a first incarnation of the God Hand. Just look how sick this is. Actually seeing Void in the manga for the first time since the 90s. Like, really, which is legitimately true because all the other, teases of the God Hand have been teases. We haven't seen Void there. And yes, it's a flashback, but just the ominous nature of it, just the abyss swirling in the background, just him kind of looming down, seeing the memories of the Skull Knight. This chapter changed the fucking game, dude. Seeing what is assumed to be the kingdom, Geyser's kingdom, kind of going up in flames. It really, really was something special. And then we got this chapter, which we're not going to talk about. We're not going to talk about that chapter. And obviously, finally, the Moonlight Boy returning, and this last chapter of peace, which is so poetic to believe that the last chapter that Kentaro Miura fully worked on was, his characters experiencing some semblance of happiness. To actually see them, enjoying their lives after all of the struggle, all of the turmoil, all of the journey, and to see Casca with her child, and Casca coherent and of sound mind, like enjoying just playing and being motherly. And it just, oh my God, it's so good, man. Yeah, and then a little Kentaro Miura, 1966 to 2021, man. Oh, man. And to all the fans. And there's a little memorial piece of Miura in the back of the book, which is very, very cool. I believe this is what was also printed in the Japanese version, the Japanese release, but it says, thank you so much for enjoying Berserk and giving it your ongoing support. Tears of Morning Dew, the final installment printed in volume 41, is the last manuscript that Kentaro Miura personally inked before his death. The members of Studio Gaga, who for many years have created Berserk alongside Mr. Miura, worked their utmost to complete that manuscript, resulting in the publication of this manga volume. With so many pieces of information still pending, we are grateful for you for waiting for so long and for what will become of the manga from here. We apologize that as of now this is still yet to be decided, and was true when this was printed in Japanese, so it's just the translation. As we consider what to do moving forward, we feel a keen sense of just how outsized for us the story of Berserk that Mr. Miura spent over 30 years producing is, much like Guts' sword in that respect, which of course leads into symbolism from the latest chapter of Guts and his sword and the sword falling down. You know, it's kind of a meta reference also to Miura. We at Young Animal have had a hand in producing Berserk over the years, and there's one thing we can say, it's that we move forward, we will always take into account the first and foremost what Mr. Miura would have thought. Finally, to all domestic and international fans, we've read with gratitude all the letters that you've sent. We'd like to thank you once again for enduring and your profound love. And that's from Young Animal in December of 2021 is when they wrote that. And yeah, it says Berserk Volume 41, and it actually is credited the staff of Studio Gaga there as well, which is really cool to see. I don't believe any of the other Berserk volumes do that. So that's what I mean. I'm very curious that, and then there's a final little image of Puck on the Valet. That's cool. That's what I'm really curious about moving forward, you know, where it says Kentaro Miura, it'll probably say story and characters by Kentaro Miura, and then it might say Koji Mori, Studio Gaga, or just Studio Gaga next, but it's a difference, man. But, you know, I've always said, even though I enjoy the current ongoing Berserk chapters, I completely understand anybody that doesn't want to continue the story without Miura, because, you know, as cheesy and corny as it sounds, when you are creating a piece of art, when you're creating a story, you do put your heart and soul into it. You know, the reason why the images look so good and why they pop off the page and why we resonate with them so hard is because of the passion that Kentaro Miura put into them. And he's a very unique individual. And just like if you were to create a piece of art, nobody could do it just exactly the same way as you. So as much as Studio Gaga can mimic the art style of Kentaro Miura, there is something that is lost within that. And I just think that's something that those who choose to continue the story of Berserk just have to understand and accept. But some people can't accept it, and I understand that. So with this, Volume 41 is the final Kentaro Miura volume of Berserk. So it's a very special one, and I'll be keeping it in on the bookshelf. But I'll be keeping an eye on it to make extra sure no damage comes to it. Let me know what you guys think about my little review, and also if you guys have received your copy of Volume 41, if you pre-ordered it or if you headed to the bookstore to pick it up, it should be out now. Let me know what you think about just the transfer, the way it looks, the way it feels. Did you reread it, and how does it make you feel? How does the final volume of Miura make you feel, either reading it, owning all of Berserk, if you have all of the volumes, you know, how does it feel? For me, it's very bittersweet. I know there's more Berserk to come, but it'll never be quite like this again. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. I do appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Other than that, guys, I'll talk to you next time.
What is that? It's just saying, what is trying your crown? I spin in my glass, walking back, so when my glass, you're fading, I'm waiting.